Hello everyone, new episode of Identities Reacts because we listened to you on the other side and you filled our Instagram inbox with messages asking us or actually telling us what happened yesterday on Picado TV between Leo Farinella, a great defender of the river world, welcome back to the media, against Zully, whose name I used to read very often, actually his last name, in posts full of hype from Ole newspaper. Now that we have him with a face and a voice, it's a bit stronger. I'll be honest, I watched the first 2 minutes to decide if it was worth reacting, because all of you, most of the people who sent messages, gave me the exact coordinates. Where the downfall of the smoking world of these posters begins, compulsive mythomaniacs. Well, we're going to analyze it so that if, for example, someone from outside comes and you have to show them what a Bosteriodista is like, it has nothing to do with being a Boca journalist, it's a Bosteriodista. What you're about to see sums up what a Bosteriodista is. Let's share it, guys. Thanks for the support on the show we started with Mateo Aismar. Every Monday, 6 o'clock, Barracas to the champions. Impressive, that title is more relevant than ever. Great show, and thanks to everyone who joined yesterday for the 6th crossover with Daro Sense from Abemu Football.
I must be crazy, right? But the only thing I never would have imagined is that someone who claims to be a Boca fan would complain about River's roughness. Honestly, this goes beyond everyone. The limits of baseness, Cha. You have sunk so low. You're degrading yourself. Be careful. I just laugh at you. Here's some advice. Take care of yourself, because the whole circus, the team,
Did you cry from the kicks? There's no escape. He just seems like a joke.
Egg, who always said you have to hit, win, and be tough, is now hearing that team complain, oh, they're hitting me. It wasn't about them scoring, but because the Guapo team played very aggressively, the Guapo Blas Junta team would leave the field proudly after being sent off. How many times?
Junta was rarely sent off. He hardly has any red cards, so he's lying.
How many times was Junta sent off in the Clásicos? How many times was he sent off?
Junta was sent off, huh? He was sent off.
How often was he sent off in a Clásico? I don't remember the Clásico. How many times was he? Do you know how many times was he sent off in the Clásicos?
Well, but I mean that they silenced us, the fan journalists, or those of us who talk about Boca for years. Why? No, because you know you gave up. All that talk, all that high guard that Gallardo invented, that's not true. If Boca was cheated, then what high guard are you referring to?
He has a completely distorted, manipulated view of what happened. He talks about being silenced when all the journalists in the media are Boca fans.
Yes. Fernandez tripped over some paper in the box and got a penalty which wasn't deserved. Then they claimed we won the final, but it wasn't in Mendoza and was due to a penalty. That's football. 1.3. Average goals per match, historically 1.2. A penalty in a match is a lot. Extraordinary. The River player enters the box. He falls.
They're asking not to be called for penalties, but they are penalties, huh? They made their whole history laughing at Roma's offside. The penalty Deleuze took, they screwed us. Back then, it wasn't Boca, it was Vélez with Gallo's handball that Guillermo Nimo ignored. People tell the story however they want.
Nobody at Boca believes the penalties. That our penalties aren't penalties just because they're against you? How could that be a penalty? It was a penalty. Please, it wasn't a penalty. He didn't touch him. Nobody touched him. What are you going to do? There's no evidence that he touched him. No proof he didn't touch him. He didn't touch him. He did touch him. Well, it's fine. I'm not going to cry retroactively. But what I will say is, well, that's what you're doing.
He's crying, he says.
I mean, that's the narrative that was built against Boca, wasn't it?
The narrative against Boca, you know what I mean? Are you saying the media made up a narrative? No, tell me which media made the narrative, okay? It was the narrative.
That Boca couldn't even speak.
Boca can't speak? Not in those years, Boca couldn't speak.
Listen to the nonsense he's saying. There's no soccer club that has more voice in the media than Boca. There isn't. The journalists who make up each show are mostly Boca fans in all the media.
Boca lacked representation. Didn't have representation?
I worked at a channel where they talked at all hours in all the time slots.
And from the front as well?
When I watched the other channels, on every show that was on at that time, they talked about Boca all the time in every time slot.
One thing is to talk about Boca. Already talking about Boca is one thing. That's different. Let's see. Tell me, name the 10 journalists. Wait.
Tell me the 10 most representative journalists of River, and tell me the 10 most representative journalists of Boca. Go ahead, start now.
There aren't any, almost none from River. There aren't any.
And what are you talking about?
About speeches here in this country, it became established through a chant made by the people of River. A week after the pepper spray incident, they claimed Boca abandoned, but on the field, it was River who left. So is that legitimate? From the media, it was Boca.
Shut up.
They attacked the field so River couldn't play, then claimed River abandoned. These guys are pathetic. There's nothing lower on the human scale. I won't say Boca fans since I respect and care about many of them. That you journalist, in the human hierarchy, you're at the bottom, journalist. Not the same as a Boca journalist. Some Boca journalists are good and respectable, but what you see here is you journalist.
Why? Why did they lose the match? Was it because of a chant from the fans? A chant from the fans that became a habit?
You really gave up.
Who gave up?
The song bothers them, it seems.
And Boca, there were 50,000 people in the stadium waiting to play.
Who threw the pepper spray? River threw the pepper spray.
A guy threw the pepper spray.
Allowed by whom? In the middle of the field.
I'm not going to discuss if that's allowed, but that's fine.
You're not going to get into that discussion because he's a guy, he's still a guy, but a man backed by La Doce?
But like,
not some random guy. Do you really think just any Carlito would go in there with pepper spray? Are you kidding me?
with pepper spray? Sadly, people can get whatever they want.
What pathetic. I'm not gonna say anything else about this guy, that's it. I'm gonna throw him a...
It doesn't matter. I'm not going to get into that argument.
He wasn't there.
All right, the event is condemnable.
He was a well-known guy.
The only time in history so far that an independent club was expelled, that a club was expelled for something that had to do with something outside of football.
It's perfect. It's fine. If I lose my cool, it's on the field. That's it. Outside.
It's fine.
Wait.
But there it was the players. When you talk about it, it was them. The players, Boca didn't quit. It was the players. But
It doesn't matter. It's just a fan chant if you want.
It's not the same. It's the opposite.
Let's see, when we talk about the high guard, I tell Gallardo to mention the high guard daily at the press conference because ultimately it's going to be a way of life for River that won't change. Not even if the Argentine Football Association keeps having a president from Boca, nor if the one who, not sure if the referees or the disciplinary tribunal are from Boca or if everything is.
Hey, Diego Diaz from Football y Menudencias, here's our speech about Missions, Beligo, and Tapia. We're doing well, Dieguito.
All the media are from Boca. He can't change that. What will change is us guys. Nosotros. We need to stay alert because wherever they can, they'll screw us over.
River will let it happen and get involved, unfortunately.
In the years that have passed, River, unfortunately with everything that it won and the way it won, well, and you know what? I could have won.
But let me...
The manners, the way.
I tell you the following. Were you talking about the Copa Libertadores in 2017 River lost to Lanús? Scandalous, of course, a scandalous robbery, please. In 2016 they became champions in 2019.
No penalty was called for them when they were up 3-0. In my neighborhood, I'd be embarrassed to complain.
Excuse me?
Me, I'm winning.
He says, in my neighborhood, I'd be ashamed to cry in public. That's when you're not just crying for yourself, but because of fan songs.
3-0, I won the match.
Not only that,
But Gonzalo, today you're in Barra Brava and ignoring reality? Yeah.
No.
Roman Martin punched a River player before Lanús' first goal.
but that's just talk.
But it's not just talk.
It's a reality.
It's a reality, old man.
If they want to screw you over, you don't win 3-0. You aren't winning 3-0. Yeah, of course, because at some point, since it was a great team.
What an idiot this guy is, right? I don't want to be harsh in case he has a problem I don't understand. But really, listen, I don't even know what adjective to use. It's way too much, really. Still, that's how it is. Farinella and Diego Diaz against him. Farinella dominates, just devours him like two sandwiches. And with Diego Diaz already,
He could win 3-0 or 8-0.
Listen, Gonzalo, he's talking nonsense. Maestro, I'm asking a favor.
Is that a no?
Well, what? In 2 months.
Leo thought the same. It's like it's very edgy.
Wasn't the semifinal at Boca Stadium a scandal?
The Sampaio was the peak of all ridiculous things and mistakes.
Sorry to say it. I just played a match where River eliminated Boca at the Bombonera in the Copa Libertadores, with Boca having a goal disallowed and no penalty awarded.
Pinola elbows at the box edge, then River's coach enters the press conference.
He immediately said, we got screwed. I've never seen that before.
No.
Never in my life.
Relax. Those who don't support River or Boca.
It's a crazy thing.
A match we've never seen before.
A disgrace. Gonzalo, 27. A made-up foul. The only way Boca had.
Never in my life a match.
A match like this, 2019.
Yeah.
2020. In the final with Palmeiras also eliminated, robbed, and after that in 2021. Do you know, I think they lost fair and square to Mineiro. In 2022, they were knocked out by Vélez with a goal that we still haven't seen to this day. The hand again.
That's why they changed them. River did for 3 or 4 years.
They historically robbed us. And Boca's narrative is so strong that even in your own words, you'll say that Boca believes that the times Boca cheated, they were actually cheated. Boca believes they were cheated. Well, I've already said it.
And they cheated and lost. Boca cheated and lost.
At Boca's stadium, Boca cheated and still lost because the gap between the teams was 5 goals. 1?
And the match started. It started at 4. 0. The departure from the barracks in today's penalty barracks. Do you know where that began? At River Stadium on the day of that semifinal where they went to look for, well, let's see.
What were they looking for? It was a bad penalty from a house that the referee hadn't created.
There was a penalty.
Gonzalo. La diferencia. The difference between the two teams was what happened at River Stadium. It was 5-0. Then, due to a referee in control each time, every time I breathed, he called a foul for Boca. The match then more or less evened out. Oh, only like a referee like that criminal.
The goal by Boca was favored until the Boca's goal was favored, not by the referee.
That's why the difference between Boca and River was 5 goals in favor of River.
A shame, and it must be a goal from 2 matches, yes.
Salio's goal was invalid due to a prior handball. What is this kid saying?
Historic one of... These are the matches Argentine Football Association should use when training referees. This isn't proper officiating. But I'm not saying that... I don't know what all this is about.
I'm still crying over Pinola. I'm an idiot, right?
I don't know what all this is about.
Well, there you go. Another case, and you nothing to see.
You succeeded thanks to the huge presence in all the media to establish that one of the brightest eras in the history of the Argentinian soccer had the merit that they were stealing. The referees.
The cumboy with an asterisk.
Please.
2 Copa Libertadores with an asterisk.
The truth is that they are.
Your asterisk?
One was missing 45 minutes and the other we don't know why. And River,
who had between Oscar Ruiz and Amarilla examples to freak out about for not having so many people established. Well, Bianchi's cycle is immaculate and Gallardo's cycle is under suspicion.
but it's the journalist's fault.
It's outrageous. Clearly, the media and information sources are to blame, with the repeated spread of their many lies.
You have no idea how much you guys stole.
Amazing what Diego Diaz did. Just amazing.
You guys stole, but you are thieves, professionals. Starting with, you are professional thieves. Starting with the biggest lie in history that Alberto J. Armando made up about the half plus one. No, spreading it. You are the kings of spreading things. You are the professional liars throughout history. You have always lied You are kleptomaniacs, or mythomaniacs. They truly believe in their own lie. They believe in their own lie.
That's unprovable.
And they end up saying good things.
Phrases like majority plus one are unprovable. The truth is, it's unprovable.
It's proven that it's much more.
Imagine if every Sunday there were 85,000 Boca fans and 45,000 River fans. What would happen? In this thing they want to push, as Gonzalo says, in this thing they want to push. The reality, man, the reality.
Yeah.
All I want to say is we were discussing refereeing. Show me each red card River received. And let's see how many are correct and how many aren't.
All right, we'll stop here. Now they're discussing the current match day and what happened with Central. Well, impressive. Honestly, what you sent me was extraordinary. Thank you so much. When you see something lengthy that's worth reacting to and analyzing together, just send them and we'll work on them and present them so others can replicate. That gets lost in Picado Television's long episodes, and we extract it, break it down a bit, and talk about it while we watch it together as a community. I love you all. Bye-bye.